Welcome everyone to the full moon reading in Libra. So this pick a card reading. This full moon is on the 5th or the 6th of April, depending on where you are in the world. The full moon is the perfect time to release, just to release what's blocked you, what's not working. It's the perfect time for forgiveness. Now, this full moon is taking place in the relationship-oriented sign of Libra. So this is the perfect time to release patterns that we may have in relationships, and to forgive ourselves and others in relation to those relationships. It's a wonderful time to look at all that you have to be grateful for as well. And again, because Libra is the sign of relationships, it's the perfect time to be grateful for what we have, the relationships that we have, or be grateful if relationships have ended or are coming to an end. Be grateful for all they have taught you. When we release, forgive and are grateful, it opens the door to release blocks that we may have had, or that may be hindering us in some way, that may be hindering us from moving forwards. This full moon in Libra will help you do that in regards to your relationships, and not just like romantic relationships, all of them, family, friends, bosses, work colleagues, business partners. Now, other Libra-related topics that may need your attention at this time can be codependency, it can be indecisiveness, and it can also be that the way we people please, but that is unserving to us and to others. So it's not just wanting to please somebody, it's going overboard to the detriment. So when we people please in an unserving way, we actually don't help ourselves and we don't help others. Libra physically is all about our adrenal glands and fatigue. It's about kidneys. It's about our sciatic and our buttocks. It's about sugar levels and diabetes. So also look at what you may need to release in those areas in order to gain additional health benefits. Now, again, little disclaimer, I'm not a physician, I'm not a doctor. If you are unwell, please seek medical attention. It is so important. So just with these pick a card readings, just with your release, your forgiveness, your gratitude, the more you align those with the energies of Libra, the more powerful they will be, the more aligned with this particular full moon energy they will be. So I hope that these messages guide you, I hope that they help you, and I wish you a wonderful week ahead, and a wonderful, well actually it's not just a week, is it? This is a 4-week forecast, so this is full moon to full moon. So I wish you a very happy full moon, and use the energies. Let's get started. Okay everyone, we have pole number 1, pole number 2, pole number 3, and pole number 4. For pole number 1, we have the picture jasper moon. For pole number 2, we have the aventurine moon. For pole number 3, we have the black obsidian moon. And for pole number 4, we have the amethyst moon. Now, as usual, my friends, select by intuition, pole number, by crystal, even by the colour of the crystal. If there's a particular colour that draws your attention, or a particular number that just sits well with you. If you're drawn to more than one pile, just trust there's more than one message that needs to come through for you for this full moon. And this full moon is from full moon to full moon, so it is the 4-week period between the 2 full moons. So just trust that there is a message or some guidance that would like to come through to you at this time. Welcome, pole number 1. Let's have a look at what messages Spirit has for you for this full moon in Libra. So we have the 6 of Pentacles, we have Temperance, we have the Emperor, and I have miscounted. I meant to pull 4 cards. So let me just quickly grab you another. I do apologise. I hope I haven't done this for all the piles. Let's pull you. And the 7 of Swords. Because this is a 4-week forecast from full moon to full moon, I do like to pick a card a bit like the monthly energies, where there's an energy for each week. We have confidence is your key to success. We have don't let your past hold you back. We have raw, and we have healer. Gosh, look at this beautiful energy between the Temperance and the healer. And, you know, I like this major arcana, minor arcana balance. It's, this reading straight up just feels really nurturing. It feels really good. But it also is going to bring to you, to your attention, some things that you really need to look at. So for each of you, that will be different. But let's get into the reading so we can see where Spirit's guiding us. Now, I'm being drawn, I think there's kind of 2 block periods that really speak together. And I just feel like, you know, the first week we've got these 6 of Pentacles, and I'm really feeling, especially with the Temperance in week 2, it's almost like in week 1, pole number 1, you see the imbalances that are around you. You see where things might not quite be working. You see where you may have taken more than you've given, or you may be giving more than you're receiving. And I find just the fact that you see this, just the fact that you are now looking at it and becoming aware of it, I don't feel like you're finding solutions in the first week. I just feel like there's this sense of a greater understanding. So the full moons are all about releasing, they're about gratitude, they're about forgiveness. So in this 6 of Pentacles, I'm really seeing this balance between forgiveness and gratitude, which shows you the imbalances that are in your life, or shows you the aspects of your life that maybe are not working. And not just for you, but for whoever it involves. So there's a sense here of just becoming aware of maybe what changes need to be made, what you might need to start thinking of letting go of. Now, the 6 of Pentacles is a beautiful energy because there's a sense that there'll be enough of everything you need. So if you're feeling a little stuck, or if you're feeling a little bit unsure of yourself at the time of this full moon, because this week 1 is the full moon, week 2 is the in-between, week 3 is the new moon, and then we've got the waxing moon. So there's a sense that whatever you need to release, you have the ability to do that. Whatever you need to forgive, you have the ability to do that. And I feel it's because you're going to be coming at everything from a sense of gratitude. So you're not going to see what you're releasing as a loss. You may initially, but you're also going to be grateful that it came into your life in the first place. You're going to see the benefit, or you're going to understand what that journey was about, what that situation, that person, the mindset was about. And when we come at things from a place of gratitude, and it's time to let them go, we can let them go much more easily, and we can let them go with an open heart. And letting things go with an open heart, or moving on from things that no longer serve us with an open heart, that automatically leads to forgiveness, forgiveness of self and forgiveness of others. Also, I just got through from Spirit the forgiveness of what is. And there's this sense that week 1 brings you, I mean, the Six of Pentacles, I don't normally see it like clarity, but in this sense, I'm seeing it as clarity. I'm seeing it in the clarity of what is. And with this Six of Pentacles, Spirit is reminding us that we have everything we need. So there's no need to hold on. There's no need to cling. If things need to fall away, they need to fall away. And a full moon is the perfect, I mean, we don't have to wait for a full moon to allow things to fall away. We should always allow it as it comes to us. But a full moon has that particular energy, that particular vibration to it, that does bring clarity. You know, the night sky is illuminated when there's a full moon. You know, and at a new moon, it's much darker. The full moon does bring clarity. It does enable us to see more clearly things that may have been eluding us. Now, love it in conjunction with the Temperance card in week 2, or how the energy may follow through from that. It's almost a sense that it's you first, because the minor arcana is how you co-create with Spirit, and the major arcana is how Spirit co-creates with you. So minor arcana is what the part that you play, and the major arcana is the part that the universe plays. And I love this, the way it's in this, it's not around the other way. I love that it's around this way, because it's like you gain the clarity first, you gain the understanding first, you see what needs to be let go of, you see where forgiveness needs to be given, and you have that gratitude in you, and that brings in the major arcana, that brings in Temperance. And I feel in your reading, pole number 1, that Spirit coming in and clearing you the way. There's a new path, and it will help you shift what you need to shift. It comes in after the realization. You have the awareness first, and then the universe almost sets things in motion, or shows you the way, gives you the words, opens your heart, or helps you see reasons to keep your heart open. And those energies work so beautifully together. But it's almost like you do your bit first, and then the universe comes in. It's almost like, I feel Temperance is like, you know, when we're releasing things, when we're forgiving, when we're finding gratitude, things are being churned up. You know, we're allowing things to come to the surface. We're allowing ourselves to see things that maybe we didn't really want to see. And then this Temperance card is like your guardian angel. It's the universe coming in and mopping up all that mess. And so it's like the minute you acknowledge it, the minute you accept it, Spirit comes in and clears it out for you. So there's this beautiful sense of co-creation, but it's not something that's taken away from you and then you have to just release that. It's you release and then it just falls away because Spirit does its thing. Those synchronicities, those maybe new opportunities that come your way, or get a feeling that if there's situations or people or jobs or relationships that you're letting go of, it's almost like it'll be a win-win situation for both of you. It'll be a you're both in agreement. You're both in alignment with what needs to end or what needs to change. Now, interestingly, for week 3, you have the Emperor. This brings you in alignment with your authentic self. Puts you back in your power pole, number 1. And it really makes sense. Like, it really makes sense, because when we release what no longer serves us, when we accept what is, we're not playing the victim. We don't feel that people are doing things to us. We are a participant in our life, and not just a participant. We are in the driver's seat of our life. We have free choice, remember. And Spirit will never take that free choice away from you. But sometimes we give it up, not to Spirit, but to others. Or sometimes we allow others to take it. But this Emperor is you, pole number 1, stepping back into your power in a big way. And being very grounded. The Emperor can be a warrior. The Emperor is diplomatic. He's wise. And Spirit's saying, don't misunderstand wisdom with knowledge or intelligence. They're not the same thing. And I don't feel that there'll be anything to fight here. I don't feel that there's this sense of, with the Emperor and this Temperance card, a real sense of honesty, a real sense of visibility, even accountability. But it's almost like all the cards are on the table, and then it's up to you and others, or if there are other people involved, or it's just up to you if it's just a particular situation that calls your attention. But it's up to you to allow whatever needs to be for you to be able to be in your power to be. And this is at the new moon, which is really beautiful, actually. I was going to go on to the other card, and Spirit just reminded me the 3rd week is the new moon. And the new moon is all about manifesting. And I think it's a very powerful one. I think it's actually the 2nd new moon in Aries. Like, I think it's not a new, it should be a new moon in Taurus, but I feel it might still be in Aries. And we had one last month. And I think it's in eclipse. Don't quote me on this. I'm not quite sure. But I will explain all that when the new moon reading comes out towards the end of April. But a new moon is about manifesting. Now, when you sit in your power, you can manifest so much more, so much better, because you're in your authentic energy. Remember, Libra can have the tendency to people please. So if you're caught in a people pleasing kind of loop, You're not standing in your power. And when you manifest, you won't be manifesting from your power. So this new moon, I feel this new moon is going to be so powerful for you in relation to what you release, what you let go of, what you give gratitude and forgiveness for. Because I feel like all three, the releasing, the gratitude and the forgiveness, I just see this neat little bundle and Spirit just takes it from you. So it's almost like there's going to be no residue of it. And what I mean by residue can be lingering emotions and feelings, negativity, sadness and disappointment, though there will be a little bit, there always is when we release things, but I feel that very quickly Spirit is kind of taking that away. And then I feel with this emperor here at this new moon, it's bringing you new things. Now I know I read the Seven of Swords very differently to how normal tarot readers view it. I'm very drawn to colour. So with this card, with all this yellow is joy. Yellow is your solar plex. I can't see this card. I mean, all cards have their positive and their negative traits. So yes, I can see them, like if I'm called to read the negativity in here, yes, I can see it. But overall, the energy of the Seven of Swords is one of seeing opportunities and going for them, not waiting to see what are others doing. Can others see these opportunities? Waiting to almost get, the opposite of this Seven of Swords is you asking everybody's opinion before making a decision yourself and allowing yourself to be influenced by what others say. The Seven of Swords is, no, this is you saying, well, others have got their own agendas, they've got their own path, their own beliefs and way of doing things. The Seven of Swords, he's taking the opportunities that he sees in front of him, but he's not taking them all. He knows that not every single thing that comes your way is for you sometimes. I also see it that it's not all about you. So this Seven of Swords can make us feel selfish. Like we're just thinking of ourselves. We're taking the opportunities and running with them and maybe leaving others behind. Because he's leaving some, I feel like it's saying, and this Seven of Swords is saying to you, pole number one, you're not. If you don't put yourself first, how can you ever do anything for another? If you don't know what you want, how can you ever be aligned with others? So this Seven of Swords at the end of the 4-week period, from full moon to full moon, the week after you setting your intentions for the new moon, the week after is taking action on them. And you will be, because you will have opportunities coming your way and you will see them, and you will be awake enough, aware enough, and have enough discernment to actually know which ones are for you and which ones aren't. And with this Seven of Swords, Spirit is saying to you, pole number one, you're not taking what is meant for another. You're not stealing anything. You're not being underhanded. You're not taking these opportunities at the expense of another. These are opportunities for you because you have opened your path to them. Oh, thank you, Spirit. That's beautiful. Pole number one, if you only take one message away from this, these next 4 weeks are about you opening your path to these new opportunities. And how do you do that? Becoming aware of what needs to go, what you need to feel grateful for, and who and what you need to forgive. Allow Spirit to come in and clear that energy that you're releasing. Send those vibes of forgiveness and love far and wide. and amplify your energy of gratitude, sending that ripple out into the world so that your gratitude ripples through and brings more to you. Make your intentions at the new moon at the end of April based on you and only you, and that's when those opportunities come in. And I feel in a big way. Because look at these Moonology cards. You've got new moon in Leo with confidence is your key to success, and you've got don't let your past hold you back, South Node. Now the South Node is linked to our karma, so it's linked to past lessons, past life journeys. And there's a real sense here of the South Node. I wonder if this is what you're clearing. You're clearing the past so you can walk boldly into your future. The Emperor is bold. The Emperor knows who he is and he is unapologetic about it. He does what needs to be done, but he has heart. He has kindness. But he has strength. That's why you can glimpse his armor. He doesn't shy away from having to use his strength if required. But that's not his first, it's not the first energy he throws out there. So there's a sense, and look at these opportunities, this Seven of Swords with these opportunities that you'll be seeing and you'll be taking advantage of them. You're not going to be looking at what other people do and go, oh, should I? Or, oh, what do I? No. Leo, this is your solar plex. Look at this yellow. This is your solar plex. This is your personal power. The lion knows who he is. He doesn't need to show. He's just his presence alone. The other animals in the safari, they know who he is, what he is capable of. He doesn't need to prove himself all the time. He is confident, and that's all it takes. And we are confident when we know who we are and what we want. That opens the door to confidence. And I feel like this confidence, I think from this clarity and this clearing out that Spirit's helping you with and stepping into your power and then seeing these gorgeous opportunities coming your way, pole number one, your confidence will soar. I just really see it soaring. And I feel that it's your key to success, but I feel like success is assured. Success is coming your way. And the only thing that can hold you back is your past. So this full moon, pole number one for you, I think forgiveness and gratitude are huge. They're always big because they always play a part in releasing. But for you, the more you can release, the more you can allow the universe to... I feel it's not even things going to be taken from you. They're just going to kind of drift away. They're just going to fall away. Because I don't see real heart-wrenching pain, or I feel there'll be twinges of sadness, twinges of disappointment. But then the possibility, because of the space that you are gaining from these things falling away, I think you see that, and I think that keeps you buoyant. Now, to finish your reading, pole number one, we have Raw and we have Healer. So with the Raw card, it says, when you strip away all the stories, defenses and pretenses, you are raw and breathtakingly beautiful. You are a raw and breathtakingly beautiful being with so much to offer just by being you. The most potent gift you have for the world is your true presence. Surrender the rest and be all you. That's the Emperor and this Seven of Wands, because the Emperor is all you. That's you embracing you, the rawness, the beauty, everything about you. And the Seven of Swords is seeing those opportunities that allow you to be present in the world, to go out and be you in the world. And we have Healer. We all have boundless access to divine healing, which makes every person a healer. The love you pour, the hugs you give, the smiles you share, the wisdom you contribute, and the space you hold is healing. You are a vessel for healing, source energy. Allow this to flow through your purpose. And I feel healing is going to flow through the 4 weeks. And when we are healing, when we smile and we love and we just are ourselves, it catches on. Our vibration flows through into the world, and it helps the vibration of others. I feel also, pole number 1, that some of you are actually wanting to go into the healing arts in whatever shape, way or form that might be for you. And I feel like this is almost a confirmation to say, if you think you don't have the gift, or if you don't trust your gift, just know that we are all healers on some level. So it's almost like Spirit is saying, pole number 1, to start small until you build that trust in yourself. The more you step into this authentic, powerful you energy, this Emperor energy, pole number 1, I just feel like I just took a big deep breath and let my lungs just filled, and I feel like the more you will fulfill, I want to say your destiny. It sounds a bit out there, but that's kind of what I'm getting. And it can just be the tiniest little thing, but we don't know where the tiniest thing leads to. You know, when you start to roll a snowball, it's tiny. You keep rolling that. Now, if you could see the layers of snow that you add at a time, sometimes they're so thin. I mean, sometimes they're thicker if the snow is just right, but they can be really fine. So you might need to roll that ball a fair bit, and other times you roll it very little and it just all sticks and you end up with this massive snowball. But we don't know. Not until you start rolling that snowball. You don't know how quickly or how big you can get it and how quickly. This is a beautiful reading, pole number 1. A beautiful reading to start us off for this beautiful full moon in Libra. And take the time at this full moon, jot down, write down who you need to forgive. Include yourself in that. What do you need to forgive? What can you be so grateful for? And what can you release? It's going to play such a massive part in the weeks that follow. I'm going to leave you with those messages, my friends, sending you lots of love and light and blessings. I hope this full moon is wonderful for you. Take care, my friends, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hello, pole number 2. Welcome. Let's have a look at what messages Spirit has for you at this full moon. So this reading is full moon to full moon, so it's over a 4-week period. So we have the Sun, the King of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, and the 10 of Pentacles. Wow. Wow. Let's have a look at the rest of your cards, pole number 2. We have a fiery climax approaches, and that's the full moon in Aries. So that's interesting because we're in Aries season now. We have you're very close to achieving your goal. With these tarot cards, of course you are. We have meaning, and we have inner fire. Look at this, inner fire and fiery climax approaches. And you've got the King of Wands. So at this full moon, you've got the Sun. And the Sun is a major arcana, so it's the steps that the universe, spirit, takes to co-create with us. And the minor arcana is our part that we play in the co-creation with spirit. So at this full moon, spirit is playing the part. I was going to say taking control, but I think spirit feels that many of you might think that you throw up your hands and just do nothing, which sometimes we need to do. But when spirit takes control, it's not at our expense. It's not because we lose control. It's almost like really just the part it plays for us, and we can allow it or we can not allow it. So at this full moon, which is so appropriate, pole number 2, because the full moon is all about releasing and letting go. So with the Sun card here and with the message that we just got previously, it's almost like the more you can release control of your life, the more you can let go, step back, the more the universe is bringing you clarity. And clarity, because the full moon brings you clarity. That's why it brings you clarity on what needs to be released. It brings you clarity on all the things you can be grateful for. It brings you clarity on who and what you need to forgive. The Sun brings clarity. So that's like this double whammy of clarity at this full moon, pole number 2. And I feel it's because Spirit's almost saying, look, it's right in front of you. You're very close to achieving your goal. It's right in front of you. And I feel, pole number 2, you're on the path. And I think for some of you, you feel like you're not. I feel like there's some changes coming, or you can see a change in front of you and you feel that's going to take you off your path. But in actual fact, it's that change that is keeping you on your path. So Spirit is saying, look. Now the full moon is a great time to slow down. The full moon, the more thoughtful, and when I say thoughtful, I don't mean in regards to others, you know, the thoughtfulness. I mean thoughtful in the sense that we are paying attention. I feel the more the energies will assist you. And those energies are gratefulness, forgiveness, release and letting go. And the universe wants you to see that. It wants you to see that because look at these beautiful cards. King of Wands, 9 of Pentacles, leading straight into the 10 of Pentacles. Ultimate success, getting what you want in a big, big way. Like a big, big way. And the Pentacles are the tangible things in the world. So it's money, resources, people, lifestyle, a home, a car, whatever it is. Maybe premises for a business. Meeting the people that you need to meet in order, you know, they'll help move you forward. Because in the second week, we've got the King of Wands. And with this King of Wands, I'm kind of sensing that there'll be some kind of realignment with a passion project that you've had that maybe you've put on the back burner. And when I say passion project, I'm meaning something that really moves you, that really lights you up. And I believe it's of service to others. I believe it involves others, or it's for others. Because the king is the energy of having so much you've got to give back. You're able to give back. So having knowledge that you can share, having resources that you can share, having a skill that you can share. Your time, you might be able to share your time. So there's something that you offer to the table that is of service. It can be a service to your company. It can be of service to your clients if you own your own business. It can be of service to your community, to your family, to your friends. But there's something here that is of service. But it's not, you're not being of service because you see lack in others. You're being of service because this thing is your passion. This thing is your calling. This thing is your purpose. And it's like whatever you release, let go of, you forgive. You're grateful for the lessons or the journey, for what it taught you, for what you accomplished. And you let that go. You allow the universe to come in, shed light, and kind of like move you on. This horse is going to move this baby on from wherever it is much quicker than the baby could have moved. All the baby needs to do is trust. And he does. He's not holding on to the horse. He has no fear because he knows that he's been guided from pure intentions. He has pure intentions and he trusts the universe. Now Spirit's just saying to me, explain when I said he has pure intentions, meaning you have pure intentions, pole number 2, because I see you as the baby on the back of the universe. The universe will move you faster than you can move yourself. Trust that. But there's a sense that sorry, I lost my train of thought there. But there's a sense that you being this child, you opening your arms and saying, take me, I trust. It's not because you're going to sit in a corner and do nothing. It's not because you're giving up or giving in. Trust is not giving up or giving in. When we give up and we give in, we don't trust. When we trust, we're like, right, I'm part of this journey. I'm here. I'm with you, Spirit. And it's that energy that this sun is bringing in. And you think you're not on the path, but Spirit's taking you more on the path. If I know that doesn't really make sense, but you think what you're letting go of is taking you off your path. Spirit's saying it's not, and I'm going to take you further down your path than you ever thought possible in a short amount of time, because this is so aligned with you, your calling, your passion, your drive, something that really lights you up. And you might not see that yet at the full moon. The full moon is about letting go and releasing. And then come the new moon. Oh my gosh. You know, the 9 of Pentacles is about independence. It's about doing things your way. It's about success, but for the things that you have accomplished, that you have done. It's a beautiful card. It's not just the promise of, it's actually the fulfillment of. And it's like she is luxuriously dressed. There are grapes in the background which signify abundance. She is abundant. And, you know, look at the little snail on the corner here. It may have taken you a long time to get there. But Spirit wants to move things along. Remember, those synchronicities, those little things that happen that we think, oh my gosh, what are the chances? We're part of that as well. So sometimes those synchronicities happen to us, but sometimes those synchronicities happen to others, but we are part of that. So let me give you an example. If you decide that the job that you are in right now is no longer for you, you've lost your drive, you've lost your passion, it's just not where you need to be, you feel like you're dragging your feet, and you get clarity at this full moon to let that go, and you allow Spirit to guide you, that synchronicity is somebody else might have been praying for that exact job. And because you've released it, there's been this exchange, there's been this evolution, if you like, and there's been this win-win. You win because you're no longer in a situation you don't want to be in, and the person that takes your job that's been longing for it, well, you can imagine they're elated, they're celebrating. And I feel that's what this energy is. It's like, I said it in pole 1 as well, I got this sense of win-win situation, and I feel this sense again in this reading. And I feel that whatever's ending, whatever you're releasing, and when I say ending, it doesn't have to be like, because the full moon's in Libra, which is all about relationships. So it doesn't have to be an ending of a relationship. It doesn't have to be an ending of a lifestyle or a way of being, though sometimes it is. But it can just be the end of a mindset, the end of a way of doing something, the end of a long-standing disagreement or argument, the end of something that just wasn't in alignment with you anymore and what you really want to do. So come this new moon, with this 9 of Pentacles, you're actually going to be able to manifest what is really in alignment with you, because the 9 of Pentacles is also about independence. It's about us as an individual. It's success as an individual. The 10 of Pentacles is the success as an individual that we've been striving for ourselves, that spills out to others. It's leaving a legacy. It's leaving a book, leaving knowledge or understanding or resources to those that follow afterwards. So this is, the 10 of Pentacles is not just success that comes and then goes. It's success that is long-standing. It's the success that you have now that then spills out into inheritance and things like that. So that's not to say that's what's going to happen, pole number 2, but it's that shows that what you are starting, what you are manifesting at this new moon, has long-reaching arms. So it's not going to be something that you're going to do for 3 weeks and then give up. It's something that you'll be doing for years. It's something that you will grow and that will be very, very successful. That's at the new moon. But we're at the full moon, so it's all about this releasing. Now, we've got the full moon in Aries, a fiery climax approaches, and we've got you're very close to achieving your goal, the gibbous moon, or the gibbous, sorry, moon. This releasing may not be that easy for you, pole number 2. It might get your hackles up, it might have you a little bit more disturbed or unbalanced, and because this is Aries, you might have a tendency to want to just move through it quickly. I feel with this fiery climax approaches and the sun, I feel like this is Spirit saying in divine timing, my friends. Allow it to happen in divine timing, because divine timing speed will be faster than yours, and Aries is fast. Aries like to do things quickly. They have the tendency sometimes to jump before they've really thought things through. But Spirit is saying, leave it up to divine timing, get out of the way, and this divine timing is faster. So the fire that you might feel in you, allow that to fuel your desire to release things. Allow that to fuel your love and forgiveness. Allow that to fuel your gratitude. That's what the full moon's all about. Because if you can channel it that way, by the time you get to week 2, this King of Wands is fiery. The wands are linked to the fire signs. And that's why the wands are linked to your passion and your drive and the thing that just gets you out of bed in the morning. Keep that for your purpose. Keep that fieriness for your purpose. And I also feel this, a fiery climax approaches, there's going to be excitement, there's going to be exhilaration, there'll be a bit of fear. Aries are fearful, but they do it anyway. Because the excitement and the drive of the new pushes them more than the fear. So this fiery Aries energy can be used twofold, pole number 2. It can work for you or it can work against you, like all energies. All energies can work for you or against you. But there's a sense here of, you can use this fiery energy to really, I just got the word blast, blast the things that are falling away. And I mean that in the sense of get angry. Or you can use that to fuel the clarity that you have in moving forward, in what you need to release. So the Sun card here at the time of the full moon is not clarity to move forward yet. It's clarity to see what you need to release. Because that will guide you to what's really, really underneath the surface. Why the things that have fallen away have fallen away. And that's so that the last 2 weeks, the new moon and the waning moon, the waxing moon, sorry, you can start to really manifest and move towards your goals. Now, sorry, the Spirit's called me back to, you're very close to achieving your goals. This is almost a full moon, not quite. But I always get with a sense with this card of wishing. It's like, it's like you're looking up. I always feel like this card makes me think I'm in the forest looking up at the moon, and it's just cleared the trees. It's just there. And I feel this card is for the new moon. I know this is the full moon reading, but the new moon seems to be playing quite a big part in these readings so far. But dream. I feel like you're looking up going, oh, I just want, oh, please help me achieve this thing. It's almost like a wish or a prayer that you're sending up, pole number 2. It gets heard in a big way. Because the minute we release the things that we don't need with gratitude and with love and with forgiveness, we are more aligned instantly with who and where we are now. It's when we hold on to the past, when we hold on to things that don't serve us anymore, that's what gives us that stuck energy. That's what almost puts us on a replay loop. A Spirit with the Sun card at this full moon is saying, pole number 2, there's no more replay. We don't want you to replay the mistakes. We don't want you to replay the lessons. We don't want you to replay where you are, even if that might be comfortable. It's like the universe is taking the replay off. It's not making it available to you because it's going to make you see so much more. And the minute we see, the minute we have clarity, I'm sure you've all been there, it's just so much easier to move. It's so much easier to make choices. There'll still be fear and uncertainty, but it does make things much, much easier. And just know that you're so close. The minute you release, you'll be able to taste it. You'll be able to feel it, and you'll be able to taste it, pole number 2. That's how close I feel you are. And the final messages in your reading are meaning and inner fire. And the meaning card says, living a life of meaning is done by creating significant acts that add value to your life and your community. As these acts ripple valuable, I keep wanting to say acts, there's things you're cutting, there's things the universe wants you to cut things away, because the word acts and acts, I'm getting so tongue-tied with those. So there are things you're axing out of your life. So as these acts ripple valuable energy out into the world, you leave an extraordinary legacy of influence and meaning. I butchered that a little bit. So I'm just holding it up so you can read it for yourself, my friends. But there's a lot of things that, not a lot of things, sorry, for some of you there's a lot of things, but for others of you there's maybe a big thing that needs to be out of your life, out of your emotions as well, out of your mind. Something may have already ended and you're holding on to that residue, and this meaning card is saying no. And this is very interesting, because the 10 of Pentacles is also about legacy, leaving something. And this meaning card is telling you that you're leaving something. And meaning, below this Knight of Wands, it's what you're here to do. It's the meaning of your life. It's the meaning of your purpose. It's the meaning of why your soul chose to come down into the world right now, at this time. And then we have inner fire. Tending to your inner fire regularly keeps your creativity blazing. When working on a project, stoke it every day. This momentum will keep you going until completion. Keep it burning and it will light the way. I love that for this full moon, new moon energy. And you're so close to achieving your goals. There's a sense here that if you can dream it, if you can wish it, you can manifest it in a big way. Big way. And I feel at this new moon, it's really about you, pole number 2, and what you really want. And you will get the resources, the people, the opportunity to really make that happen, to really move forward in a big way. I really feel pole number 2 in a big way, whatever that means to you. I'm going to leave you with those messages, my friends. I send you so much love, light and blessings. Have a wonderful full moon. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hello, pole number 3. Welcome to your full moon reading. Let's have a look at what messages Spirit has for you at this time. So we have the Hierophant. We have the 6 of Swords. We have the Moon. And we have the Knight of Cups. That's beautiful. Beautiful journey. Beautiful moving forward. Very nice. We have a time to give rather than take. We have a personal issue reaches completion, or reaches resolution, sorry, sometimes sometimes I don't actually read what's on the card, I actually just get the feel for it. So it reaches resolution. We have wild truth, and we have heaven. Beautiful. So pole number 3, the minute I saw the tarot, it took me on a journey. And I really feel that you take off before you know exactly where you're going. And I feel there's great beauty in that. Because it's showing trust, knowing that you're protected and that you always have the ability to work through, to fix what we find ourselves in front of. At this full moon, you have the major arcana, you have the Hierophant. Now the major arcana is how spirit co-creates with us, the part that it plays. And the minor arcana is the part that we play. I know I repeat that a lot in my messages, but it's everything we do is in co-creation, everything. Sometimes we have to do a bit more, sometimes spirit does a bit more. Or sometimes we feel the path has been long and we're getting tired, and suddenly spirit comes in with the synchronicities and things suddenly aligning. And it's because it's not just suddenly you've hit just a lucky time, and what you have done before that has led to that. So there's always a sense of this co-creation. And with the Hierophant here, I feel like, and because this is the full moon of letting go, a forgiveness, release, gratitude. I feel like you're going to be really letting go, pole number 3, of an outdated way of thinking, an outdated way of doing things. And that's, I'm not talking about what's fashionable in the world right now, what everybody else is doing, and therefore that's the modern way of doing it. No, this is purely on a level for you and not looking at what others are doing. It's just a way of being that doesn't serve you anymore, because in some sense it's lost its meaning. You've grown past that point. So we act, we react, we think, we are, we do with the knowledge that we have at the time. And when we move past that knowledge, when we gain more clarity, more insight, when we learn, we evolve, and we become wiser, the way that we act and react and we are and we do changes with us. But sometimes our habits are the last thing we change. We're so used to responding in a certain way, we're so used to doing things a certain way, that they happen quicker than our mind can catch up, or quicker than we realize. So Spirit's asking me to give you an example. So for me recently, I've let go of some very, very heartfelt dreams that I had. And I was working towards letting them go, because I tell you something, pole number 3, if you're letting go of dreams, it is the hardest thing to do. It is so difficult to let go of our dreams, especially when we've held them, we've visualized them, wanted them for so long, it's hard to let them go. And there's a sense that I knew I needed to let them go. I could feel that my longing, my wanting of it had changed a little bit. But it was almost like my daydreams, the way I responded to people when they kind of asked me questions along those lines, always defaulted back to my dream, even though I knew that was something I was giving away. And it's really interesting when I love daydreaming. I'm a very big daydreamer, and I believe that it helps us so much. But there's something quite confronting about knowing that you're moving away from a dream, and yet every time you go to daydream, that's what you daydream about. And that's why releasing things and letting go of things is so difficult, especially when it's a dream, because you go into that default. It's a habit, but it makes you question, oh, if I'm still thinking about it like that, if I'm still daydreaming about it, if it's still got like that, if I'm still that connected to that dream, it must be right. I shouldn't be letting it go. Maybe that's my path. So it really tricks us, and we've really got to be mindful of where something really is for us, and when something is a habit and keeps cropping up, but it's second nature. It has become second nature to us. It's not a meant to be thing. And if you find yourself in that position, so it doesn't just have to be about a dream, a long-held goal. It can be a relationship you're in that you don't want to let go of, especially with this full moon in Libra. It's all about relationships or a job, or and little by little, can you replace that daydreaming? When you think about it, can you replace it with something else? Can you guide yourself to understand that that has been your habit for so long? When you've daydreamed, you've gone and pictured yourself in that place, or doing that job, or being this, or whatever your dream is. And it takes a while to allow yourself to visualize something else. And I feel that's what the Hierophant is here in your reading, pole number 3. You might also know that what you're releasing is not for you anymore, but you might not know how to feel that dream with something else yet, because you might not know what that something else is. That also adds to the complexity and to the difficulty of moving on from things. So sometimes we have to release before we're ready for the new. Sometimes the new is right there and that helps us release. Sometimes we just have to release and trust. And I feel that's what you're doing, pole number 3. Because I feel that there's this sense, you've got the knowing you've got to release. You've got that understanding, the letting go of an old way of being, doing, feeling, old dreams, old goals, old relationships. Apply it to where it fits in your life. And there's a sense of, you'll see that at this full moon, you'll understand, and you'll move away from them. And I feel that for some of you, this involves a physical move. This can just be a mindset. You're moving away from a mindset. You're moving away from a habit. Some of you are physically moving. And at the new moon, which is a time of setting your intentions, making your wishes and your goals, and, you know, putting your dreams out there, what you would like to see manifest. And I feel you've got the moon, which is beautiful and not so beautiful, because I feel like the energies of the new moon will be amplified for you because you have the moon card. So your desire to dream big and your desire to set new goals and that manifesting energy will be really strong in your pole number 3. But I feel a lot of you are going to kind of get a bit stuck because you're unsure about what to dream of. Like, it's kind of like, okay, well, you know, for me, it was a place. I really wanted to go. I really wanted to live in a place. And I could see it wasn't going to happen. And I could see that slowly I was letting go of that dream. But then it's like, well, where do I want to be now? And there's kind of like, I've got a few hints, but I'm not sure. So it makes it really difficult for me to manifest at the new moon to write what I want. And every new moon, I keep feeling like I'm writing, I go to write the old place that I wanted to be in, but I know I'm letting that go. And it feels right to let that go. It felt incredibly painful at first. But now, as the more releasing I've done, the more work I've done on that, the easier it is. So I know now, even though I don't know exactly maybe where I want to be now, I don't have as clear a picture, I do know with certainty that that old dream is gone. So then when we don't know exactly what to manifest, so at this new moon in week 3, and I'm sorry to talk so much about myself, pole number 3, because this is not about me, it's about you, but I just feel like you're very much on this path in one way or another. It's so going back to this place, I couldn't picture a place because I couldn't see a place. I don't know the place. Maybe I've never been before. But I tried to picture, what would I like this place to feel like? What is the energy of the place? What would the people be like? What would the home be like? What would the vibe be like? And you know, then I look at the weather, and you can break it down to the real nitty-gritty. And that is manifesting. You're still, okay, you don't have anything concrete, but you're setting parameters for the universe to guide you in that direction. So you might not be able to point to a point in the map and say, oh, this is my goal, I'm working towards that. But you might say, look, this is the energy I feel about the place. This is what the people would be like. This is what the atmosphere would be like. This is how I would feel there. This is what I would do there. And in a way, I'm wondering if that's not a better way of manifesting, because then, gosh, how many places would suit that bill? Maybe thousands. What are the chances, you know, that you'll find one of those 1,000 places? Whereas if you point to one, there is a sense of limiting yourself. So this is where the energy is a bit interesting. You know, when you know exactly what you want, there's almost like a clearer path to get there. When you're not sure, you open up your path, and that also has beauty in it, pole number 3. So whichever way you're finding yourself, there's beauty in it, and see that beauty in at this full moon with those gratitudes, with setting, you know, really saying thank you. Because you're heading out, I feel like you're taking the first steps even without knowing the particular destination or exactly what you want. And this doesn't have to be a place for you, not at all, pole number 3. That was just an example to give you these energies. But it's almost like you're moving away from something that's old, something that's outdated, something that you've outgrown, pole number 3, because the moon is here. Where you're going is not really clear, but it's a path. there's a path there. So there might be a bit of fear, there might be a bit of uncertainty. But look in week 4. You've got the Knight of Cups. You're moving forward slowly. But the Cups is fulfillment. It's love. And for some of you, because this is Libra, this could be about love. This could be about leaving an old relationship, knowing that this old relationship is not what you want anymore, moving forward, not knowing, oh my gosh, will I be alone? Will I ever find somebody? I don't know now what I want in a partner, or I don't know the people that I would like to be with. That takes time. Broad parameters. If you find yourself in that unknowing pole number 3, broaden your parameters. You don't have to say, I want exactly that. Sometimes it's even better if you don't. I feel, because there's this sense that you're going to have your heart on your sleeve. And the thing that is driving you forward slowly, the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest knight. The Knight of Cups is the second slowest. But it's still moving. And the Knights are all about taking action, moving forward. And this Knight of Cups is moving forward in alignment with your heart. That's how I'm really feeling. And when we let go of things that don't serve us, we automatically are more aligned with our heart, are more aligned with our feelings, are more aligned with our purpose or our goal, even if we don't know what that is. And I love these Moonology cards for your pole number 3. We've got New Moon in Virgo, a time to give rather than take. And we've got Full Moon in Cancer, a personal issue reaches completion, a resolution. Sorry, I keep wanting to say completion, don't I? Reaches resolution. And maybe I want to say completion because some of you will resolve it, and some of you the cycle will be completed in that relationship or in that issue. So there'll be an ending of. And I feel with this, it's a time to give rather than take. I'm seeing that pole number 3 is give to the universe. Just give it to the universe. The Hierophant is a major arcana. Give the old to the universe. And say, you know, God, I don't think I want this anymore. But I don't know what to do. I can't see what I do want yet, or I can't see the way forward. I'm just going to hand it to you. I'm not going to hate it. I'm not going to fight it. I'm just going to release it. I'm just going to offer it. You know, offer it to Spirit, offer it to the universe, offer it to God. And there's this sense of you're giving that away. And with this green and this Knight of Cups, I'm seeing so much love. I'm seeing so much forgiveness. I'm seeing so much, even gratitude. I feel that whatever you're releasing, the old, it served you, pole number 3. The old way of doing things, the old job you had, the old relationship you had, the old way, your beliefs and your dreams, or whatever it is for you, pole number 3, it served you in the past. Of course it did. But there's a time to give. So this is a time to give it up. And I'm really feeling with the Hierophant directly above it is like, give it up. And that doesn't mean that everything's ending. When we give it up, sometimes things reach resolution. Now I kept saying completion, so sometimes it does complete the cycle and things do end and fall away. But sometimes it's just a resolution that needs to be reached. And that takes a different mindset, a different perspective, a different way of doing things or being. So either way, it's a good thing, pole number 3. And I think there's this energy is gentle. it's not angry or boisterous. And I feel that for you, pole number 3, especially with this black onyx, it's such a protective, like it really protects you from negative energy. And I pick the crystals before I look at them. I don't look at the cards until I reveal them to you. So I pick the crystals I pre-pick them even before I shuffle. And I'm quite surprised sometimes at how balanced they are. But I feel that you know that you're protected. I feel that you know what needs to go will go, and what just needs to be fixed will be fixed. And you understand that it takes a different mindset or different actions or a different way, a different perspective. But it's beautiful and it's gentle. And this energy is so, so beautiful for a full moon, because a full moon, it can swamp us emotionally. Like it can really really churn up a lot of things for us because it wants us to release. But I feel for you there's these gentle waves that are coming up in you. And I think it's because there's this love, this open-heartedness that you have at this moment, pole number 3, that's really serving you. And to finish your reading, we have wild truth and we have heaven. So the wild truth card says, the truth of your being is much wilder than anything offered to you from another. Your truth comes from your heart, not your mind. It's an ancient wisdom from many lifetimes and dimensions, influencing you in astounding ways. Live only according to your wild truth. And I feel with the Hierophant here, being a major arcana, this is how the universe helps us. But there's a sense of this ancient wisdom. And I'm wondering if that's why you're so calm. It's almost like you've even though you may not have experienced this particular thing before, you feel the energy of it, you understand the energy. You see the truth behind it, not the pain, not taking it personally, just the truth of what is. And you know, when we see the truth of what is, without expectation, taking things personally, we can release them much better and we can accept them much better. And we have heaven. When you discover what brings you bliss on a deep and sacred level, you learn what heaven feels like on earth. Use your heavenly compass to move through the world with ultimate happiness. Let this be a guide that shows you and everyone you meet the way to joy. I got goosebumps as I read, use your heavenly compass to move you forward through the world with ultimate happiness. I feel that's what this is. It's almost like you're allowing the universe to set your compass and you're moving forward in just trust. You don't have the roadmap, you just got a compass and you're trusting it. And I love how this card says, let this be the guide that shows you and everyone you meet the way to joy. Because trusting does link us to joy. When we trust, it not only opens us up, but it takes away the worry and the indecision and I want to say the difficulties. There'll still be difficulties, absolutely. But we're not trying to foresee the difficulties ahead of time. We just see them as they come up and we deal with them and then we continue on. And then there might be a challenge and we deal with that and then we move on. It's when we worry, worry is us being in one point in time, worrying about another point in time that we absolutely have no control over. And I feel with this Heaven card, I feel that that's not what's guiding you. So from this full moon to full moon, I feel like you're guided by joy, you're guided by happiness, you're guided by something deep inside of you. I love when you discover what brings you bliss on a deep and sacred level. And I'm even feeling, okay, you might not discover what brings you bliss, but I feel like you're operating from a deep and sacred level. And pole number 3, I'm just getting that's all you need. That's all you need, my friends. I'm going to leave you with those messages, pole number 3. Love, light and blessings, my friends. Have a wonderful full moon and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye. Hello, pole number 4. Welcome to your full moon reading. Let's have a look at what messages Spirit has for you for this full moon and for the 4 weeks. So from full moon to full moon. We have the Page of Swords, we have the Ace of Swords, we have the High Priestess, and we have the King of Cups. I'm really liking the energies of this full moon. So from full moon to full moon, I'm really feeling the new moon has a lot of impact at the end of April as well. So I'm really getting a reading kind of for both. So it'll be interesting to see how the energies when this new moon does come around at the end of April, how it will tie in with this reading. We have lightly and we have abundance. So sorry, we have the Page of Swords, the Ace of Swords, the High Priestess, the King of Cups. We have the energy is gaining momentum, and we have you are good enough. We have lightly and abundance. So as I was putting the cards down, I was sort of like, oh, I'm really intrigued, Spirit, with how these cards have fallen, because to me, when I read tarot, so the story of tarot, the Ace of Swords is a gift from the universe that the Page of Swords takes. So when I see it like this, I know that you've accepted the Ace of Swords, because an ace is a gift from the universe in the sense of an opportunity, a clarity, a message that comes in that helps you, or people that come in, or something like that. But the aces are a gift from the universe, but we have to take action on. We have to say, yes, thank you, I'm going to do that. If we don't, the aces, the gift is lost. So it's like, oh, this is interesting, Spirit. So in this way, what Spirit's telling me is you're already at this full moon, because remember, this is the full moon reading, that we will touch on the new moon, but at this full moon, the full moon is, if you listen to the introduction, and I do recommend that you take the time to listen, because I do bring in the energies of the sign that the moon is in, and therefore how you can better align with what in the case of a full moon needs to be released, forgiven, or where gratitude can come in. And the more we can align with the sign that it's in, or you can even look at, because if you know your ascending sign, there's so many websites that you can go to and put in your date of birth and where you were born and the time, and you can get your astrological chart. You can know which house this full moon is in. So what house Libra was in when you were born. And that all helps you manifest so much more in alignment with the energies of that particular full moon. So here with the Page of Swords, because this is about release, it is about forgiveness, and it's about gratitude, and you've got the Page of Swords, I feel like you are being asked, pole number 4, to release something that has just started, or something that you haven't been doing very long. Now the swords are your mind, They're your ideas. I do read intuition into it as well, a clarity. So there's something very recently, like it, and when I mean recently, I mean probably since the beginning of the year, you know, the last 3 or 4 months, but definitely not longer than that. And it can be something even as recent as last month. So something that you've started fairly recently that is going to change. So you're getting some information or some clarity on something that you have just recently started, pole number 4, that needs to be released. Now I'm feeling a sense that it's not going to be that easy. Sometimes we think the longer we've been doing something, the harder it is to release it. And there is truth in that. But sometimes I feel that when we've just started something and we've probably dreamt of it and we've probably strived towards it, now we just get to start it and we kind of think, oh, this doesn't feel quite right anymore. It's not quite how I imagined. Our logic, which can be the swords as well, our logic, our intellect will kick in and go, well, you got to keep going. You've invested in this now, you've got to keep going. And it tries to dismiss those little hunches that we have. So there's something fairly new for you, pole number 4, that Spirit is asking you to release, or at the very least, rethink. Now for some of you, I just got Spirit saying completely cut out or rethink. So this for you, because it's general reading, my friends, for some of you it will be as big as literally cutting this thing out of your life, so it's the end. You're saying, you know what, it doesn't align with me, it's not right, it's no, it's time to end it. For others of you, it can just be rethinking it, maybe coming at it in a different way. Now Libra is all about relationships, so this could very well be in your relationships, but it doesn't have to be. Now week 2 brings us to the Ace of Swords. This Ace of Swords is the gift from the universe. So this Ace of Swords, if this was fully cutting away something, brings you something completely new. But I feel because it's not an Ace of Pentacles, it's not an Ace of Cups or of Wands, it's the same suit. It's the swords. I feel that if you let go of a relationship, this is a new relationship. If you let go of a job, this is a new job. If you let go of a mindset, this is a new mindset. So it's whatever you let go of, the gift is coming in to replace that. So it's not you've ended a relationship and you get a job. Well, that's not the energy, that's not the vibe, and that's not the message I'm getting from Spirit. If you have just had to tweak something or change your mindset on something, change your way of your perception even, the swords can be your viewpoint, your perception on something, then this gift from the universe is that new perception. It is that new, it can be an idea. You let go and you get a new idea. You've got the High Priestess. Now week 3 is the new moon. The new moon is all about manifesting. So you have this something new. Now again, like I said earlier, the Ace is the gift from the universe. It's something that comes in that we I almost want to say it falls in your lap, but it doesn't quite fall in your lap. But it's just that chance meeting. It's just that you talk to somebody and they talk to you about a job that would suit you, or little things like that. You know, it's just the synchronicities that happen. So you have this clarity. You have this new idea. You have this new, I even want to say this new plan. Whatever this gift is. And then you go into the High Priestess at the new moon. The High Priestess is all about the unseen. She's kind of like the gatekeeper between our reality and everything else. She's comfortable sitting between the two worlds. She is, I see her as, and just I'm saying her because she's a priestess, but it's just an energy. Her energy is one of complete trust in the all that is. She knows better than any card the co-creativeness with us in spirit. She knows that everything doesn't happen just because of her. She sees everything so much broader and so much bigger and so much unlimited. Like, her viewpoint is unlimited because the all that is unlimited. So her viewpoint, her perspective on things is massive because, you know, the High Priestess can really see it from every option, every direction, every viewpoint, because that's how vast she is. That's how expanded she is. So there's almost like what you release, this gift from the universe is almost this manifesting ability that goes through the roof. It's like you'll take this, and it could be, so like I was saying earlier, if you've left a relationship, this will be a relationship. If you've left a job, it'll be a job. But I'm kind of looking at this now as in the gift that comes in is almost like the clarity of the next step to take. So if you've let go of a relationship, this isn't somebody knocking on your door. This is like suddenly you have the desire to join this particular club, and that's where you'll meet that person, new people. It's the if you've let go of a job, this is almost like suddenly you'll walk into a business and they're hiring at the time, or you speak to somebody. So it's almost like the clarity or the inkling to do something new that leads you to filling that gap of what you've let go of. I like that, Spirit. So I just got that filling the gap of what you let go of. So this Ace of Swords is that insight of how to fill that gap. It's that insight of what gap needs to be filled, because I'm getting that for some of you, if this is a relationship, sometimes we need to be on our own. So the gift from the universe is not a new person. It just might be the clarity, the drive, the desire to go it alone for a bit, to be just you and look after you and just to be your number one for a bit. I hope this makes sense, because I'm getting so many messages and so many visual cues. I sometimes when they come through thick and fast, I get muddled. So I hope that's clear, pole number 4. So it can be, I think it's because these are general readings. So sometimes it's kind of like, well, this will be a message for somebody that somebody needs to hear, but then somebody else that might be watching this needs the message a bit different so that they realize it still applies to them. But the messages are beautiful, and this High Priestess for a new moon is gorgeous. I see it as in your horizon, your viewpoint is so expanded. It's so open. You are so open. Because when we empty the vessel, we can fill it again. When it's, when you've got a vase and, the water's so close to the top, you put your flowers in, the water spills over. There's not a lot of room for this emptiness to sprout forth newness. But when you tip all that water out and you're like, okay, what am I putting back in here? You can almost put all your flowers in first this time and then fill it up with the water that you need. Do you know what I mean? That's probably a very silly example, but I just want you to get that image of almost being like this empty vessel, and gosh, what now? You're expanded because there's space. And I feel like your ability at the new moon at the end of the month is going to be really big. Your ability to not just manifest, because we are manifesting at the new moon, but it's more like we're calling in our intentions to manifest like in the next moon phase. But I feel like your ability to almost like be open to the new and what you may want now, not old habits or old dreams or old visions, is huge. So the dreams that you have at this time will be really expansive. And then we go into the King of Cups energy. Now the King of Cups is being so fulfilled that you can give to others. The Cups is a fulfilled energy. So what you're manifesting, what you're asking for at this new moon, your intentions, your goals, your wishes that you're setting, they're in alignment with what fulfills you. And this might make you think, oh gosh, I'm just thinking of myself. But the King of Cups is here to say, yes, you think of you first and that will spill out onto others. So you thinking of you first, pole number 4, will fill you up so that you have so much to give. And the Cups is fulfillment, it's love. It's caring, it's nurturing. That's what filling you up first, that's what then will spill out into the world, into your community, your family, your friends, your relationships, your work. That's beautiful energy. After the High Priestess, that's beautiful energy. So it's interesting. It all at this full moon, it's really important, even if you've just started something and I'm just getting the feeling that you haven't even had time to really sink your teeth into it, and suddenly you're getting this vibe that it's like, I'm not sure about this anymore. I'm feeling you don't even need to take the steps yet to release it. You can just start thinking, is this something I need to release? I'm going to hand it over to the universe and see, take it. If it's not for me, then, because I feel the universe is bringing you another way, another something more aligned, more fulfilling, definitely more fulfilling. This is fulfillment in yourself overflowing so you can give to others. So that's fulfillment. And you've got, with the Moonology cards, you've got the energy is gaining momentum, and you've got you are good enough, the full moon in Virgo, and you've got the waxing moon. This is the waning moon. This is the waxing moon. So this King of Cups, the energy is gaining momentum. It tells me that throughout this whole reading, over those 4 weeks, the energy is just building and building and building. And for some of you, it will take the month, like it will take till the next full moon for you to be able to release this. We're all on different timelines. Somebody might clear it in 4 days, somebody might clear it in 4 weeks, somebody might clear it in 4 months. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. The journey that you're on, sometimes the lessons are small and quick. Sometimes the lessons are big and heavy. And so it takes more time to shift them. It takes more time. Time is not an issue here, my friends. Never, ever, ever. But the energy is gaining momentum. And I feel like that's clarity as well. Everything. You're soaring. There's a leveling up from here. There's a moving up. There's a gaining. Like, you know, we think, oh, we have to release. We're losing things. You never lose anything. Things just change. The voids are always filled. But if we never allow for a void, nothing new can ever come in. And that's something that we really, really need to be aware of. And there's a little sense here, my friends. A little reminder here, pole number 4. And look at, oh sorry, I was going to say the green. I was looking at the aventurine, but no, look at the purple. Oh, that's so interesting, isn't it? So I actually was going to say, look at the green. This is really important. But actually, do you know what? It's the purple that's really important. So let me rephrase that. Thank you, Spirit. You are good enough. For some of you, this is important. And how will you feel good enough? How will you remind yourself? It's in the momentum. It's in the moving. It's in the doing. It's in the trusting. It's in the letting go. Letting go is a movement. Even if all you do is go, here, Spirit, I don't know what to do with this. I'm going to give it to you. There's movement in that. There's energy movement. This is important. And this is something to remember. You know, you are good enough. Pole number 4, when a bird is taking flight, the hardest part is getting up off the ground. Once the wind's picked it up, it could stay up there all day. Look, you look at big pelicans and they're so heavy to get momentum and to get up. But then you see them, they barely, when they've caught the winds, they barely flap their wings at all. They glide. And it's so beautiful to see, and they look so graceful and they look so light. So there's this sense in the momentum. Allow yourself, give yourself time to gain that momentum. And just believe in yourself, trust in yourself. Really believe in yourself. And this is the purples are your very crown chakra, and the greens are your very heart chakra. So this is love of self, love of what you do, and the connection to spirit. And we finish your reading with lightly and abundance. And the card says, to play is to move lightly through life, relishing moments of amusement, leisure, and entertainment. Life on earth is naturally heavy enough. Let your laugh be loud, your dance steps bold, and your pampering deep and untamed. I feel that's what this is. You know how I said the pelicans, once they're up and the wind's caught them, they look as light as a feather. There's this sense that once you gain momentum, the energy will feel lighter. It will feel more fun. And there's a sense here of gratitude. You know, when we can laugh at ourselves and we can We can just dance and go, oh, you know what? Oh my gosh, my life is so bad at the moment, but I just have to laugh. That energy brings in light energy. And that carries us through. That's a beautiful message. Beautiful message. And pole number 4, you have abundance. As you wholeheartedly share your gifts, you open to a flow of abundance. You allow ideas, creativity, money, service, joy, and connections to come in and out of your life with generous ease. Connect to your divine abundance by opening your heart each day and visualizing the endless flow of all you desire. Now, that is perfect in conjunction with the King of Cups. It's overflowing fulfillment, abundance, that then flows on for you to pass on to others. And it's energetic, so it's never ending. If you are light and joyful, pole number 4, you smile at people more easily. Now, whether you smile at one person or 20 people throughout your day, it's endless. It's not like, oh, I've smiled 3 times, I'm not smiling anymore. You may feel that way if it's not genuine, but if it's genuine, you could smile all day. And it's that this King of Cups is. It's that overflowing of fulfillment that just flows out onto others. But first there's the release, the forgiveness of self, of others, and the embracing the gratitude. This thing that you might have just started that you haven't yet sunk your teeth into, it could have just been a leaping pad. It could have just been a stepping stone. This might not have been the ultimate goal. It just needed to realign you. And when we can accept that, we'd be so grateful. We're so grateful for these situations that bring us into better alignment. I'm going to leave you with those messages, my friends. Love, light and blessings, pole number 4. Have a wonderful full moon. Take good care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.